I mean, I don't know how much it is, but I've always said, like, when I do get the money, that I'm gonna use it to pay for.
What if the picture-perfect family you cheered for on TV was hiding a secret so raw it could tear their legacy apart? Hannah Gosselin, one of the sextuplets from Jon and Kate plus 8, has just shattered years of silence with a confession that'll make your jaw drop. Imagine a childhood where every smile was scripted, every tear sold to millions, and one daughter's desperate break for freedom flipped it all upside down. Was Kate the mastermind of a controlling empire, or is there a twist even Hannah's holding back? The Gosselin saga you thought you knew is about to unravel with a truth so gripping, you'll wonder how it stayed buried this long. Stick around, because what's coming next isn't just a story, it's a reckoning that'll leave you questioning everything. From the moment she took her first breath, Hannah's life wasn't her own. Born into a whirlwind of flashing cameras and scripted smiles, she and her siblings were the heart of a reality TV empire that captivated millions. Back then, the Gosselins were America's golden family. Jon and Kate juggling 8 kids with a charm that made chaos look enviable. But behind the scenes, the fairy tale was fraying. The kids grew up in a fishbowl, every laugh and tear packaged for public consumption. For Hannah, the constant hum of the crew and the glare of the spotlight weren't just annoying, they were suffocating. She wasn't just a kid. She was a character, trapped in a narrative she didn't write. As the years rolled on, that picture-perfect image cracked wide open, and the divorce in 2009 turned their home into a battlefield. Jon and Kate's bitter split played out like a soap opera with the kids caught in the crossfire. For Hannah, it was more than a family falling apart. It was the moment she realized she couldn't breathe in her mother's world anymore. The choice that shocked the world came in 2018, when Hannah decided to live with her father, Jon. It wasn't a tantrum or a teenage whim, it was a lifeline. Growing up, she'd always marched to a different beat, chafing against Kate's ironclad rules. Clips from the show, resurfacing like ghosts, show her shrinking under her mother's sharp commands, a quiet rebellion flickering in her eyes. While her siblings adapted or stayed silent, Hannah felt the walls closing in. Jon offered something Kate couldn't, a chance to step off the stage and find herself. Now she's speaking out, and her confession is a sledgehammer to the Gosselin legacy. She's peeling back the curtain on a childhood stripped of privacy, a family torn by control and clashing egos, and a mother whose pursuit of fame left scars deeper than anyone guessed. This isn't the Hannah you thought you knew. This is a young woman reclaiming her voice, and it's about to change everything. Kate Gosselin's journey, though, casts a long shadow over this story. Once a nurse with a knack for organization, she morphed into a reality TV titan, steering her family into the spotlight. That rise came with a hefty paycheck, episodes raking in $22,500 a pop, book deals like Multiple Blessings hitting bestseller lists, and guest spots on shows like Dancing with the Stars. She rolled up in a sleek Audi Q7, a $60,000 ride that screamed success, and lived in a sprawling Pennsylvania mansion, 7,000 square feet on 23 acres, bought for $1.1 million and sold in 2021 for $1.3 million. No private jets here, but her wardrobe flashed stylish watches. Think Michael Kors or Fossil, polishing her public image. Her business ventures leaned on the show's fame, with endorsements and appearances padding her bank account. Insurance. With 8 kids and a high-profile life, she likely had solid health coverage, plus property policies to shield that big house. Career-wise, she might have banked on liability protection, guarding against the chaos of fame. But the real lesson from Kate's financial playbook? Diversify or drown. When the show faded, so did the cash flow. She downsized, sold the estate, and adapted, proving you've got to pivot when the spotlight dims. Still, for Hannah, that wealth was a gilded cage. Luxury cars and big houses couldn't buy the peace she craved. The Gosselin empire once shimmered with promise. $22,500 per episode fueled a lifestyle of sprawling estates and luxury wheels. Kate's books, like Multiple Blessings, stacked bestseller lists, while her Dancing with the Stars turn kept the cash flowing. Picture this: a $1.1 million Pennsylvania mansion, 7,000 square feet of opulence, paired with Kate's sleek Audi Q7 cruising the driveway. Yet, beneath the surface, the children's lives, especially Hannah's, were unraveling. Every milestone, every meltdown aired for ratings, stripping away privacy and peace. The real cost? A mental health toll no paycheck could offset, a burden Hannah carried as she sought a way out from under the camera's unrelenting gaze. Hannah's bond with Jon grew like a lifeline amid the storm. While Kate ruled with an iron grip, "My mom is a lot," Hannah once hinted, her words heavy with unspoken weight. Jon offered a quieter harbor. Back in 2015, Jon revealed he hadn't seen all 8 kids together in years, pointing to Kate's hold over their lives. By 2017, whispers of Hannah's longing to join her father full-time grew louder. And in 2018, after a bruising custody clash, she made it official. This wasn't just a daughter choosing dad, it was a rebellion against a mother whose control had become a cage. Fans reeled, stunned that a Gosselin child could break from Kate's orbit, but for Hannah, it was about survival. Kate's parenting painted a polarizing picture. To the world, she was a marvel, orchestrating 8 kids with drill sergeant precision. But to Hannah, that structure felt like shackles. Show clips show her shrinking under Kate's sharp directives, a tension that simmered off-screen too. Jon and former crew members have hinted at a stricter reality behind closed doors, a regime Hannah's fierce spirit couldn't endure. Was it discipline or domination? Their clashes weren't just mother-daughter spats, they were a battle for Hannah's identity, pushing her toward Jon's simpler world. Her exit, alongside brother Collins, left a lingering question. What drove them to sever ties when the others stayed? The custody war was a public gut punch, exposing the Gosselin family's raw divide. Jon fought hard, insisting Hannah's plea to leave Kate's home was crystal clear. The court agreed, but victory came at a cost. Years of buried strain spilled into the open. Moving in with Jon didn't just shift her address. It fractured ties with her mother and the siblings still under Kate's roof. This wasn't a clean break. It was a messy, emotional unraveling, a statement that echoed beyond legal papers. Why Hannah? Why then? Was Kate's reign the sole spark, or did deeper secrets fuel her flight? The answers tease at a story still unfolding. Financially, the Gosselins rode a roller coaster from riches to reckoning. At their peak, millions rolled in. Kate's net worth hit an estimated $500,000, bolstered by TV, books, and endorsements. Jon, post-split, scraped by with DJ gigs, a stark fall from their shared glory. The iconic Pennsylvania pad sold in 2021 for $1.3 million, a slim gain from its $1.1 million buy-in, while Kate's real estate empire stayed modest. No sprawling portfolios or private jets here. Her garage boasted an Audi Q7, her wrist a Michael Kors or Fossil watch. But the lavish life dimmed after Kate plus 8 fizzled. Jon's struggles highlight the contrast. Once co-owners of a TV fortune, now worlds apart. Hannah, at 20, starts with little, but her path, maybe a memoir or media pivot, could rewrite her financial fate. Here's the twist that keeps us guessing. Where does Hannah go from here? Will she chase Kate's spotlight or Jon's low-key life? The siblings she left behind, will they follow her lead or widen the rift? The Gosselin tale is a live wire, crackling with potential. Hannah's voice, once muted by the machine, now hints at revelations that could shake the family's legacy. The wealth may have dwindled, the mansion sold, but the drama, it's just heating up. Living with Jon was like stepping out of a pressure cooker for Hannah. Gone were the suffocating schedules, the relentless cameras, and the weight of being one of 8. With her father, she wasn't a brand ambassador. She was just a young woman finding her footing. Jon, once the easygoing half of the TV duo, became her rock, offering a laid-back vibe that clashed with Kate's iron rule. Normal and free, Hannah called it, words that hit like a thunderclap against the backdrop of her old life. No more playing a part for the world. She could breathe, laugh, and simply be. Jon didn't push her into the decision. He welcomed it with open arms, trusting her to steer her own path. But here's the hook that'll snag you. Was this freedom worth the family ties it strained? The Gosselin siblings once shared a bond forged in the chaos of reality TV. 8 kids navigating a whirlwind of fame together. Hannah's exit didn't just distance her from Kate, it carved a chasm between her and the brothers and sisters she'd grown up beside. Private chats revealed a longing among them. Some even envied her courage, wishing they could follow her and Colin to Jon's quieter world. Yet, despite the tension, Hannah's kept her lips sealed on any bitterness toward Kate. "My mom's not the villain some paint her as," she said, "a diplomatic dodge that leaves us hungry for more." Is she shielding her family or biding her time for a bigger reveal? That restraint only deepens the mystery of what really went down. Kate's reign over the Gosselin machine was a masterclass in control, raising 8 kids while keeping the brand polished for the cameras. To Hannah, though, it wasn't parenting, it was a performance. "We were representatives of the brand," she's shared, a line that lands like a gut punch. Every move was choreographed, every moment judged, not for their growth, but for the image. That pressure hit hardest with Colin, her brother, who faced a darker side of Kate's rule. Hannah's dropped a bombshell. Colin was often sidelined, kept from meals or playtime, even confined to a containment room Kate justified as protection. Protection from what? The question lingers, tugging at our curiosity about the unseen struggles behind that perfect TV facade. Jon's life now paints a humbler picture compared to the glory days. Once co-captain of a reality empire, he's stepped back, trading fame for a simpler existence. DJing here, serving tables there. His financial struggles stand in sharp relief to Kate's past highs, where millions flowed from Jon and Kate plus 8. Kate's public image still flickers, resilient yet shadowed by controversy. While Jon's faded into the background, focusing on his kids over the spotlight. Hannah's choice to join him wasn't just a rejection of Kate's world. It was an embrace of a dad who'd swapped glitz for genuine connection. Their bond's unbreakable, Jon says, a quiet triumph amid the family's fractured past. Here's the twist that'll keep you hooked. What's Hannah holding back? She's dipping her toes into the public eye. TikTok glimpses here, cryptic comments there, but the full story's still a locked vault. "Mom wasn't perfect, but no parent is," she's mused, a balanced take that teases more than it tells. Reconnecting with her siblings hints at healing, but the scars of their split run deep. The Gosselin's golden era, big houses, big fame, feels like a distant memory now, replaced by a raw, real journey. Colin's isolation, Kate's control, Jon's retreat, it's a puzzle with pieces still missing. Hannah's finding her voice, and when she finally spills it all, the fallout could redefine this family forever. The dramatic shift didn't just reshape Hannah's world, it sent shockwaves through a dynasty once untouchable. Kate's brand demanded perfection, but at what cost? Colin's story alone is a haunting echo of that price, while Hannah's escape signals a longing for something the cameras couldn't capture. The siblings, scattered yet tied by history, watch as she steps into her own. Jon's steady presence contrasts Kate's fading empire, a reminder that money buys mansions, not mending. What's next for this crew? The rift between Hannah and Kate wasn't a clean break. It was a jagged tear through a family once glued together by TV magic. Years of Jon and Kate's public clashes left their kids stranded in no man's land, forced to pick sides in a war they didn't start. It felt like a loyalty test, Hannah's confessed, her voice carrying the weight of a childhood split in two. She and Colin bolted to Jon's quieter corner, but the siblings who stayed with Kate drifted into a distant orbit. Contact faded, yet Hannah's fighting to reel them back. A shopping trip with Leah, simple, sweet, and loaded with meaning, proves the bond's still there, fragile but fierce. Can these threads hold, or will the past keep pulling them apart? Kate's shadow looms large, a mix of steel and struggle that Hannah can't fully shake. "Mom gave me gifts I'll carry forever. Her grit, her hustle," she's shared, a nod to the woman who turned 8 kids into a household name. Kate's financial peak was dazzling. $500,000 net worth at her height. fueled by 22,500 episodes, book deals, and that 1.1 million Pennsylvania estate flipped for $1.3 million in 2021. Her Audi Q7 purged success, her wrist-flashed fossil watches, and health insurance likely guarded her chaotic brood. No jets or empires, but her brand was her goldmine, until it wasn't. Post-Kate plus 8, the cash slowed, teaching a brutal lesson. Fame's a fickle paycheck. Hannah sees the strength, but also the strain. Kate's control built a legacy, yet it cost her a daughter's trust. Jon's path veered simpler, a stark flip from their shared spotlight. Once a TV dad raking in millions, he's now pieced together a life from DJ sets and restaurant shifts. His net worth a shadow of Kate's peak. Financially, he's weathered lean years, but emotionally, he's rich, offering Hannah a haven no mansion could match. His dramatic shift from fame to fatherhood won her over, a quiet rebellion against Kate's polished empire. Meanwhile, Hannah's siblings, scattered between parents, carry their own untold stories. Did they feel the same chokehold Hannah did, or does Kate's world still fit them? The silence from their side is deafening, and it's got us hooked. What's brewing in their hearts? Healing's no straight line, and Hannah knows it. Therapy's helped untangle some knots, but the wounds, anger, distance, misunderstanding flare up, sending progress tumbling back. "You can't rush this," she said, wise beyond her years. Texting Kate's a start, cautious and rare, while sibling meetups carve out neutral ground. Her hope? Not a rewind to the past, but a fresh chapter for who they are now. "We're different people," she's mused, a line that lands like a quiet bombshell. Reconciliation's on the horizon, but it's a rocky climb. Will Kate meet her halfway, or stay locked in her own narrative? Here's the financial deep dive that'll reel you in. Kate's empire was a masterstroke. TV, books, endorsements piling up a fortune, though today's $500,000 is a fraction of its prime. Real estate was her ace. That Pennsylvania pad bought in Wernersville for $1.1 million, sold for a tidy profit. No private jets, but her Audi Q7 and stylish watches screamed success. Business-wise, she leaned on the Gosselin name. No big stakes or ventures beyond the brand. Insurance? Health and property policies were must-haves, maybe career protection too. The takeaway? Ride the wave, but save for the crash. Kate didn't, and it shows. Jon's leaner life teaches grit over glitz, a lesson Hannah's soaking up as she eyes her own future. Maybe a TikTok gig or a tell-all book to kickstart her worth. The secret news that'll keep you guessing: why's Hannah still holding back? She's dropped hints. Kate's not the monster, but not flawless either. Yet the full truth's a locked box. Was life with Kate so heavy she had to run? Or is there more she's guarding? Her siblings' silence fuels the fire. What do they see that she won't say? At 20, Hannah's free from the custody chaos, teasing her next move on TikTok without spilling it all. Will she chase the spotlight or carve a quieter path? The Gosselin saga's alive, pulsing with Kate's untold side and a family still stitching itself together. One truth shines. Hannah's not just their daughter anymore, she's a force, and her next step could flip this story upside down.